Welcome to 30 Frames a Second. I'm your host, Greg Lassiter. We have a great show for you this week, Nat and I. We're going to bring it to you live, uncut, and real. We have a lot of things to talk about, so don't go anywhere. Don't touch that dial. We'll be right back.
Tonight, we will explore the possibilities for abolition, the possibility for open borders, and the possibilities for building a new world. Without further ado, I'd like to welcome Father Barrios and Amanda Morales.
Buenas noches. Buenas noches. Good evening. My name is Luis Barrios. I'm the priest here in this incredible church that people were asking me, who is this guy there with that beautiful smile? So I've been lying to people because I've been telling people that this is Jesus Christ, and they really believe me. They say, oh, that's a beautiful photo. So it looks very nice. In order to start in a way that also makes sense to where we are, I always like to start with a prayer. But this is how we're going to pray. So you who do not believe in God, feel comfortable. Those of you who do not give a shit about the church also feel comfortable. Those of you who practice another religion that is not Christianism feel comfortable. And whatever else is feeling there, you feel comfortable, okay? So the first thing we're gonna do, you stand. And put your hands like this, like something beautiful is falling into your hands. And look at Mumia and try to imitate that smile. That's a victory smile, okay? A resistant smile. So look at that and smile. And look at the person next to you and say, good evening. Buenas noches. Tell that person, we are in victory. We are in victory. We are in victory. We are in victory. And here goes the prayer. Pray with me. Free Mumia. Free Mumia. Free Mumia. But you keep smiling. Free Mumia. 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 Now you can go and tell people that you were praying here. Sit down. One of my favorite passages in the Bible is the book of James, chapter 2, where James challenged the whole community by saying, listen, people, don't tell me that you have faith. I don't want to hear when you say that you have faith. I want you to let me see what you're doing, and I'm going to tell you if you have faith. This is the foundation to bring Mumia back. It's not about slogan, it's not about saying something, it's about doing. Doing, doing, and doing. And let me tell you something, just in case you're one of those who sometimes lose hope in this struggle. Anyway, Pam is not going to let you lose hope, but just in case, if we had the capacity to bring back Oscar Lopez Rivera, we can bring Mumia home. We can do it, okay? So this type of gathering is another way to energize us that there is hope, and we can't lose that. There was something that in one occasion in Cuba I heard from Fidel Castro when he was saying to a group of us, Pastor for Peace, listen very careful. They lied to us. They said that the struggle was going to be between people who believe in God and people who do not believe in God. That is not correct. The struggle was, is, and is going to continue being between people who practice justice and people who do not practice justice. And in the context of this practicing justice, I always get this funny invitation when it comes to deal with immigrants in this country by labor union who tell me, Luis, can you say something about the reality of immigrants coming from Latin America without mentioning how is that they were expelled from their countries? They said, no, I had to start there. I'm not going to start talking about I'm here with no explanation that one day I wake up and I have no idea where it is that I'm going to scratch my umbilical and I make a decision that I'm coming to the US. No, that shit do not happen like that. Let's be very clear. You see this woman standing here, she was forced to get out of Guatemala when she was only 17 years old. She had to cross that border because can be someone coming from a poor community. But I don't know if you already know that can get more complicated if you happen to also be a woman. And the family made the decision, we're going to ship her to the US because everybody was looking for her. She can become in 3 seconds a victim of rape. They disappear people, especially in Guatemala. And she got here, 18 years here. She got married here. But people fall in love in the US. I don't know if you know that. But another day we talk about that. So she fell in love. She had 3 children, 3 beautiful children. Dulce, 10 years old. Daniela, 8. And Davy, 3. 3 USA citizens. They were born here. And one day, after 18 years, from nowhere, immigration say, we want to see you, but comes to our office with 1 ticket, 1 way to Guatemala. You have to be stupid. You know, they're going to deport you. And that's when her struggle started. And she ended up coming into this church that she's going to be 8 months living here. Here she celebrated 1 year, her birthday. 2 of her children already had birthdays here. But where is the connection with Mumia? My friend, this is a church that is a sanctuary. But living in sanctuary is living in a prison. She lived in captivity. She can't go out with her children. Her children can go out. She had to look from there. You see, that glass there when the children get inside the bus. She had to see when we take the children out to the park. But she had to stay here. Just walking around this building that is like being in a prison. So we're expecting that people like you once in a while come here. And everything we do to Mumia, we also do it to her. Send her a postcard, make a phone call. And there's this rabbi who come here, he doesn't speak Spanish, he doesn't speak English. You have to see the hugging. Oh, because we Latinos, we're very good with that shit. The hugging and the kissing, oh, we like that. If you don't know how to communicate with us, start hugging and kissing. And we're going to understand that you're trying to communicate with us. So my brothers and sisters, this is Amanda Morales.
Muy buenas noches. Buenas noches. Como ya saben, me llamo Amanda Morales. Tengo casi 8 meses de estar acá. No ha sido fácil salir de mi casa y venirme a encerrar a una iglesia, pero tomé esa decisión por mis hijos, porque ellos son nacidos acá y creo yo que ellos no podía quitarles yo esa oportunidad a ellos de estar en este país.
Good evening, everyone. As you know, my name is Amanda Morales, and I have been in this church for 8 months, and it was not an easy decision for me to leave my house and come get locked up in a church, but I left, and I made that decision for my kids because they were born here and they deserve that opportunity to live in this country.
Bueno, no ha sido fácil estar día a día, cada noche, amanecer cada día y no tener una respuesta, no tener que me avisen una buena noticia. Ha sido bien difícil para mí amanecer, anochecer acá y esperar más tiempo, no sé cuánto tiempo más voy a estar acá. Bueno, yo quisiera salir de aquí volando, siento que hay veces no puedo respirar. Ha sido bien difícil estar aquí con mis niños, estar aquí encerrada. Hay personas que me dicen un día no pueden estar ellas encerradas y yo tengo casi 8 meses de estar acá, no ver el sol, no salir afuera.
This has not been an easy experience for me to be here day in and day out, night and day, here with no answers, waiting for something to happen, not receiving any good news or any news at all. It's been very hard. It's been very hard for me to be waiting here, and I'm not sure how long I will continue to be here or how long I will have to be here. Sometimes I want to leave and I see myself just getting out and flying. Sometimes I feel like I can't breathe. I talk to people and they tell me that they can't even be one day at home without leaving, and I have been here for 8 months without being able to go outside and just be outside.
Quiero agradecerle al Padre Luis por haberme acogido aquí con mis hijos, agradecida con toda la comunidad, gracias a todas las personas que me están apoyando y muchísimas gracias.
I want to say thank you to Father Luis for receiving me here with my children. I want to say thank you also to the whole community that has been supportive of me. Thank you so much.
Let me close. I want to close with this. When we made the decision to open the door and bring Amanda here, my friend, my brothers and sisters, this is a civil disobedience action. We knew that from the beginning. So in order to make a point, we understand that we are breaking the law, but sometimes it's necessary. Something can be legal and immoral. Slavery was legal, but immoral, okay? So I was remember when they called my bishop, who was in Africa, telling him, listen, we have a situation in that church where Father Luis is, so this is what's going on, and he's breaking the law. You have something to tell him? And the person who spoke to him said there was this space open there and silent, and he said, tell that woman there that she's forcing us to do what we're supposed to be doing. And that really struck me. And when they say, okay, so then you want to send your blessing to her, he said, no, she's blessing us. Thank you very much. God bless.
Back to 30 Frames a Second. Now, I'm your host, Greg Lassiter. I'm here with the creator of the show, Nat Wood. Nat, what's up, buddy?
Hey, brother, how you doing?
Nat, let's go to that clip. You know, first of all, it's a priest, right?
Yeah, that's Father Lewis. That's the
Progressive priest?
notorious, revolutionary. I wouldn't call him progressive. He's way past progressive.
Well, he's using profanity.
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
But, okay.
Yes. And I'm glad because a lot of people are gonna bring that up. And again, if you've ever been around priests, you know they curse.
And they drink.
A lot.
And they drink. They drink their sherry and their wine.
And it's very seldom that you hear a pastor curse in church.
Right.
But then it's very seldom that you are confronted with a pastor like that. Usually they just want to sing, dance, and take your money.
Right. Right. Catholic.
They are very. Something is wrong.
Your mic is muted
Oh.
in your pocket.
Oh, my mic might not be on.
So you can't hear you. But his
That's
mic is
messed up.
muted for a second, but
Okay, cool.
okay. He's
Cool,
good now?
cool.
All right.
It should be good now.
Now, go back. You started at.
This is live TV, so hey, read my lips. For those of y'all who couldn't hear, but I'm sure you did hear through Greg's mic something. Pastor Luis Barrio is a revolutionary priest, and yes, his language can be spicy.
Okay.
Nowhere near as spicy as mine.
Yeah, right. Or mine. Or mine, right?
But spicy. But he is a revolutionary priest, and he puts his ass on the line when you need someone to put their ass on the line, which is really what I think Christian responsibility is. I've been in many churches. The average pastor does nothing but sing a good song,
Right.
give a good sermon, and then ask everybody for money 3 or 4 times.
And make judgments.
And make judgments.
Right.
Usually full of sinners who have gotten old and are scared that stuff going to catch up with them. But Pastor Father Barrios, and this church is in Washington Heights, Holy Rood. He brought Amanda Morales in. She's been living there for the last over 8 months now,
Right.
a little more than 8 months now. Her and 3 kids, one age 10, one age 3, and I think the other one she said was 8 or 6, something like that.
But let me ask you,
Yes.
do you see any, I personally feel that, okay, Amanda's been here for 18 years.
Correct.
And 18 years she's been
She got
through
here when
3,
she was 17.
she's been here through at least 3 presidents.
Correct.
And out of one of the 3 presidents, she's had that chance of getting a green card, getting some kind of they've had, the government has given you immunity if you're one of those people that came here undocumented. Now, 18 years, she doesn't speak English. She doesn't pay taxes, I'm assuming, and it's on the system. I have a problem with that personally.
Keep talking. I
No.
have to get a new mic.
Okay, I do have a problem with that personally because, one, again, she's using the system, but yet still hasn't learned the English language so she can even communicate or assimilate with the people in America. So that's one of the first issues I have. Now, this is what the controversy is right here. When her kids were born here, do they have a right to be here? Now, to me, that's a very controversial thing because, one, she came here illegally. Now, is it one you want to believe that because you were born here, but you came here illegally to your parents, do you have the rights of an American citizen?
Apparently, because all 3 of her children are American citizens.
They are.
And therein is the dilemma. Assuming that she doesn't pay taxes is a stretch.
She doesn't speak English. She speaks no English, and when she works in an all Spanish restaurant, okay, stop. I know where you're gonna go with that.
No. Cause I know a lot of people who speak English. There's demonic ass SOBs that are no damn good.
Right.
And in case you haven't noticed, English is some European stuff.
Okay, but I do understand that. I do understand that.
No. What she should be what we should be speaking is Cherokee, damn it,
But we're
not
not.
English.
No, I agree. I agree with you on that.
And this crap about England and Whitey and what Whitey speaks, they kiss my ass.
No, I understand that. I understand that. I'm with you on that.
And I speak English. I speak English because they enslaved my mama, raped my great-grandmama, and forced it down her throat. But I shouldn't be speaking this crap. So let's get away from the language we speak, because first of all, I live in New York City, and I live in Whiteyville, New York City,
So do I.
and none of them bastards speak English, but they do speak Russian and French, and nobody says a damn word. So the English part of it is bullshit.
But my point is this. You know, you say it's a stretch of paying taxes. Okay, but in order
Assuming that she doesn't pay taxes is a stretch.
Right, okay, but assuming that she has a job. She had a job.
But you're assuming that she didn't.
But she's
You're
illegal.
assuming.
But she's illegal.
Yes, she's
illegal.
undocumented.
She's undocumented. That's illegal.
Wait a minute now. I just heard a damn president who just bombed Syria because he got all weepy-eyed, trying to get his butt out the whorehouse.
But no,
at the porno
this is
movie.
not a controversy.
No,
I'm just saying
we're
from
gonna
a
deal
devil's
with
advocate.
this.
Let's deal with that. From a devil's advocate
Good, because I
standpoint.
got something for the devil. And this is a good place to start.
Right.
Because there's a lot of issues that have to be addressed,
Right.
and we got a short amount of time.
Right.
But this is a very, very poignant issue. Hopefully my audio is better now. Excellent. I got a thumbs up. But this is a very, very poignant issue, especially on the issue of who comes to America, who can stay in America, and who is granted opportunity in this country. If anybody knows anything about me, there's only one thing I give a damn about. That's an equal playing field.
Right.
And this system has gone through great lengths to make sure that some people, especially blacks and people of color, don't get a level playing field.
And we never will. That's a fact. You've succeeded.
Yes, but
you've succeeded in spite of getting a level playing field.
Yeah, but I've not been able to change the world. But I have leveled off the playing field for a few people.
Oh, yes, so have I.
That's all we can do. We're not gonna get this psychotic bastard of a president. Did we just go black?
I was waiting for that, right? I'm seriously waiting for that.
To give a rat's ass about anything except his KKK constituency.
Right.
I understand that. I understand that all of this crap about the crocodile tears that he cries for Syria because they caught him
In a whorehouse.
raw dog and porn stars, which is a strange thing to do anyway. Is a load of crap. However, this is America. America's always had race problems. It doesn't have problems with immigrants.
No.
It doesn't have problems with people who don't speak English.
Right.
What it has problems with is black and brown people fighting for an opportunity.
Right.
Now, no matter how she got it, we got it by being dogged every step of the way, ending up here, taking centuries to get to this status where we are still $100,000 in the hole compared to white folks.
Right.
We fought like hell, never asked to come here just to get some opportunity to grow.
Right.
And every little crack in the wall that we get, we're going to use that to grow. That's what she is doing.
How do you know that? How do we know that
Because
she's
the
joined?
reason why she wants to stay here, she told you. And just like you accept what white folks say. You should accept what she said. The reason why she is going through this, why she is basically in solitary confinement, she can't come out to church.
Right.
She can't even like go.
But
her children can. Her children are American citizens.
But do you think in 18 years she's had the opportunity to be a legal citizen?
No. No,
Come on, Nat.
no.
Come on.
no,
Explain
no,
to me
no,
how she
no.
hasn't.
Because if she did, she would be.
No, that's not true. How do you figure that? How do you figure that? How do you figure that? If she
How
did,
do you assume the other?
Okay, because at 3, she's at.
What do you know? Come on,
I'm sorry.
come on.
I'm basing this
Tell me how you know.
I'm basing this on at least 3 presidents she's been through, and Barack Obama himself had given illegal undocumented workers a chance.
That makes no sense.
It does make sense.
No, that's mathematically impossible.
But how is that impossible? If he
because we have 800,000 dreamers in the country.
But if you get-
and wait a minute, let me finish. We have 800,000, almost 1 million dreamers in this country. Many of them came in this country when they were 5, 6 years old. They have gone through this country, have gone into the military, fought United States wars, graduated at the top of their class from United
Right.
States
And
colleges.
they pay taxes.
But they are still illegal immigrants subject to immigration. So
Okay.
you
Okay.
wait a minute. The question was about her being here 18 years and assuming that somehow she had an opportunity to change their status.
You don't think she did? Is there a possibility that she could have?
Anything is possible. It's possible that an angel will piss down on your head. But in all likelihood, with 800,000 dreamers, logically, many of them who have served in the military, many of them who have graduated at the top of their class, some of them are freaking geniuses.
Right.
And they are still undocumented.
What do you say to-
Which tells me that really, really smart people, really, really patriotic people still have not been able to get over that immigration hurdle. And they do make it very, very difficult
Of course they do.
To become a citizen in the United States. So if they couldn't do it, logically, it seems like that hurdle would be there for her.
But let me ask you this, though. Okay, the dreamers.
Because if there was opportunity, I would have 6 dreamers, not
Okay.
800,000.
But here's the thing, though. What do you say to those who say, look, these guys have become doctors.
Right.
They pay their taxes. Some have become lawyers.
You keep saying she didn't pay her taxes. Where do you get that assumption from?
She's been here for 18 years.
But what does that got to do with paying taxes?
But if you're paying, if she's undocumented, the undocumented dreamers are paying taxes.
Do you know you can pay taxes if you're a dope dealer?
Yeah, of course you do.
You
You're smart enough to do that.
you can pay
Okay,
taxes if
screw
you're
the
a
taxes.
human
Let's screw the taxes.
trafficker.
Screw the taxes.
Do you know the tax man
Let's
will
just
take
talk about the
money from
dreamers.
anybody,
What do you say-
anytime,
what do you say-
anywhere? You
what do
do
you
know
say-
how to I just paid my taxes.
No, let me
and
ask
I'm
you-
telling you.
so did I.
And I'm telling you, they will take money from anybody,
No, I know.
anywhere.
Long as they're giving it to them.
Right.
But let me ask you this, though.
So the assumption that she didn't
Let me
pay
ask you
taxes
this. No, but let me.
is a
Okay.
stretch.
So forget the taxes.
All right, let's
Forget the taxes.
let's
The
move
dreamers.
on from that.
Let's do the dreamers. Though. Let's
Okay,
talk about the
let's do the
dreamers. Dreamers. 800,000 dreamers.
Yes.
Doctors, lawyers, served in the military.
Yes.
Is there a possibility? Do you think? Of course, there's a possibility that they could have at least become started the process.
Correct.
But we still have 800,000.
I'm sure most of them did start the process. I'm sure that logic tells me that they all started the process.
Well, logic, common sense ain't so common. Well, a lot of people.
There's some smart people, and these are people who are far more patriotic than me.
No, absolutely. Me as well. But just go back to Amanda. 18.
All right, let's go back to Amanda.
I have an issue with Amanda.
Good.
18
good,
years.
Good. That's what
and
I'm
she-
here for.
the 18 years.
Deal with issues.
She doesn't speak English. She doesn't assimilate. No.
English.
She doesn't.
You're going to get some cursing out of me. I'm trying. It's the middle of the afternoon. It's 2:30 in the afternoon.
No, I know I was gonna push. I knew I was gonna push a few buttons today. But I'm saying, what do you say?
Tell
to those people?
Dr. Who he kiss my ass. No.
But what do you say?
And I ain't got no damn papers. Y'all used to tear my papers up and throw them in the garbage.
But what do you say
know.
to people like, I mean, we're looking at her. I don't know her. You don't know her. We're looking at what we see.
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah.
So we're looking at what we see, looking at what I see.
Yes.
I'm seeing a woman that's been in this country 18 years, has 3 kids that are American citizens that are now dreamers. Okay?
No, they're not dreamers.
Okay.
They're citizens.
They're citizens. Okay. The citizens.
Yeah.
Okay.
Dreamers are not citizens.
But what's the difference between the dreamers being born here when their parents were illegal than she is? What's the difference?
The Constitution.
Nat, stop.
That's all white folks talk about is the damn Constitution.
No. Okay, Constitution.
Constitution says if you born here, you're a citizen.
The dreamers were born here.
No.
Most of them. Some of them weren't.
No. There was the dreamers. The dreamers are people who came here at a very, very young age.
Right. Or like 3 and they start working. But okay. But
This is the only country they've known.
Okay. So it's the only. Okay.
You're 3 years old. You go to public school. You play with
the fact
kids.
is, Amanda's kids
Were born here.
but they came. Her parents were here. Their parents were here illegally.
Right.
So that gives them the right. She committed a crime.
If her kids pee between 2 cars, you got to read them their rights. You just can't throw them in a bucket somewhere because they are United States citizens.
Okay.
That is correct.
Okay.
And if they were my children, I would move heaven and hell to make sure they got an opportunity.
Right.
First of all, I'm sick of illiterate crackers getting all the opportunities and getting no resistance from anyone.
Right.
If you know anything about me, you know I'm really pissed off at the level of mediocrity that has been able to not just succeed but exceed in this white supremacist ass country, and then whine to the president about they ain't getting no good jobs in the coal mine. They can rot in the damn coal mine for all I care. But yes, I respect that young woman. I know what it is to struggle to fight against all freaking odds. I admire that woman. And I wish some of that tenacity could trickle down into my community where I need some people to struggle a little harder, to be a little smarter, and fight a little more.
From that standpoint, I totally agree with you 100% because our community is here. They're legal and still not striving. But do you blame the system? I'm not blaming the system on that. You know what?
Hell yeah.
Okay, Nat.
Hell yeah.
Nat, I'm not blaming. Okay.
Hell yeah.
When we came up, we succeeded in spite of.
I'm Nat freaking Wood.
You know what?
I'm Nat freaking Wood. Don't go by me. Your little blonde-haired kid can't touch me.
No, I know. I agree. But we did it. We did it in spite of.
Yes, in spite of, not because of.
No, in spite of.
Not in spite of. And by definition, the moment you say in spite of, you acknowledge the fact that you have adversarial forces.
Absolutely. We were born in the
heaven and hell.
When we were born.
That is correct.
When we were born.
That is correct.
Some people.
That is correct.
FAB.
That is correct.
FAB.
That is correct.
You know what FAB is, right? At birth. After birth. Okay?
Yeah.
That was that was the black community.
Yeah.
But
that still is the black community.
But a lot of that. Where do we take our own responsibility? Please, where does that come in at? But the system doesn't owe me anything. The system doesn't owe you anything.
Yeah, the system owes me a lot. But the system ain't going to give it to me.
Right, so you're past that, right? You're past that.
Correct, I'm a warrior.
Right, we're warriors.
I'm a warrior.
So if we...
That's why I got that footage, because I'm a warrior. So I go places where other people ain't going to go.
I agree with you, so do I. We do it together.
Right,
But my thing is this, Nat.
And that's what I need, warriors.
Our black community has failed itself.
Correct.
Desperately.
Correct.
You know,
Correct.
we see the Hispanics.
Correct.
We see every ethnic group out there.
Because we are looking to the same oppressor to suddenly change his ways after centuries, grant us the opportunity. First of all, there's nobody that will be given privilege that will not use that privilege when it benefits them. There's no one who's going to give up privilege.
Well, you know
no one.
No one. No, we take it, Nat. You take it.
But that's not privilege.
Okay, you take what's yours.
That's war.
Okay,
that's not privilege.
No, but there's no screw privilege.
No, but
screw
this
privilege.
is what I'm saying.
Okay.
You will always be against adversarial forces.
Right.
Somehow they have convinced my community, and they have done this in the last 40, 50 years.
Yeah.
Well, no, we were fighters for a long time.
From up
Since
until
the
the
70s. To
Right.
the 70s,
Right.
we got like really wussy.
Right.
We thought we'd had arrived. We thought we'd had arrived, and that we could just move downtown and screw white girls and sing songs. And something happened to our beautiful American dream. We lost that sense of community, and we really got screwed.
Was it lazy?
No.
Was it lack
It's
of-
gullible. It's
gullible
gullible.
now?
It's gullible.
Gullible?
You believe what you need to believe in order to get. See, Jesse, with this keep hope alive stuff, you can hope in your pajamas.
Right.
You ain't
still
got
be
to
broke.
do nothing.
You'll
But
still broke.
you don't have to physically do anything to hope.
Mm-hmm.
You have to. Despair is a greater motivator than hope.
Absolutely.
Anger
Absolutely.
is a greater motivator than hope.
Absolutely.
Hope is you can just sit home, eat Twinkies,
And hope you don't gain
you
any
ain't gotta
weight.
wash your drawers to hope. I hope some money come my way. You don't have to physically do anything with hope.
Right.
And I don't want to let this show go by where we don't deal with some actual hard numbers.
Right. Look at the black community. Talk about the black community, medium income
I'm going to
versus
talk
white income.
Right. These are statistics according to the New York real estate market.
Right.
It only no. The
country's-
the national real estate market, not New York.
Right, the national.
I'm talking about national
Right.
numbers, not New York numbers. They only deal with numbers. They deal with bank accounts. They deal with debt.
Right. Income, debt, bank account,
Right.
and spending.
That is correct. Your racial demographics are just some coincidental places to put categories.
Right. But these are hard numbers.
These are hard numbers. According to the real estate numbers,
National real estate.
the national real estate numbers, the annual median wealth of black families is $1,700.
Right.
$1,700.
And a white?
$100,000.
Now, and a lot of that.
And that includes Jay-Z and Oprah and Greg Lassiter.
No, stop. I knew you were going to. We'll get back to that one. But wait, Matt, but look at this. But look at those. Look what goes into those numbers.
Actually, I probably brought up
Yeah, you're in there too.
a few figures. Not like y'all.
No, you're in there with us.
Not
But
like-
listen,
not like
no,
y'all.
you are very
You
much
know.
in there with us. Don't let Nat fool you. Don't let Nat look where he lives. But listen. But a lot of that, Nat, by the time, 20 years from now, what are those numbers going to be? We're going to be zero.
That is correct. The projection is that by 2050, and we're in 2018.
Right.
So by 2050, in 32 years, the median wealth income of black Americans will be zero.
But-
that means that we are going down. We're in a downward spiral. We're not on our way up.
But what
We're
do you?
on our way
whose
down.
fault is that? That is largely
Ours.
our fault. That is
Ours.
largely our fault, Nat. Because here's the thing: we carry a lot of debt for stupid stuff that we don't need.
Correct.
We're talking about going out buying furniture. Paying 30%
Correct.
on stuff. Car loans.
Correct.
We don't even buy our own property. We don't even buy the places that we live in.
Correct.
Large part of that is consumption.
Correct.
Of the stuff that we buy that has no value to it.
That's not even the biggest part of it. One of the biggest parts of it, one of the biggest parts of it, and you can see the system actively takes a role in making sure that we stay in this condition, because you have teachers that are actually walking on the backs of the students to show them what slavery feels like. You have teachers that principals that reprimanded a teacher in the Bronx, because she was teaching about the Harlem Renaissance.
Right.
And the Harlem Renaissance is a completely intellectual era.
Right.
It's nothing but art and literature and science.
Yes.
It's not just like the greatest musicians, like Duke
Coltrane,
Ellington,
Miles Davis,
the greatest writers like Paul Laurence Dunlop,
Baldwin.
but it's also intellectuals like W.E.B. Du Bois. The guy who first coined the phrase is the first a Rhodes Scholar, the first African-American Rhodes Scholar in the history of America, Alan Locke.
Right.
So you're talking about teaching your kids pride from where they come from. Not in Egypt from somewhere, but right here,
in America,
right now, people who strove for excellence, and you're telling them that that's a taboo subject, and reprimand a teacher for giving them this kind of incentive to compete and succeed.
That's right.
At the same time, you are deifying rappers that
have no clue.
are almost functionally retarded
And illiterate.
But not just illiterate. I mean,
Functionally
can't
illiterate.
talk.
Right, functionally illiterate.
There's lots of people who can read, but are very smart and very articulate. You're talking about people who are so uneducated that you shake your head.
But
I mean, you root for them, you love them,
but here's the problem with that.
But this is who they reward. This is what we're going for. We put so much faith in the system. We put no faith in ourselves.
Right.
And every immigrant group, not just the Latino immigrant group, but Africans from Africa exceed, when given the opportunity in America, exceed African Americans.
Do you know why?
Because they have
a sense of community, Nat.
They have a sense of community.
Every
they have
ethnic group
cultural
has
pride.
they have cultural pride.
Right. We lost
it.
We
lost it because I say a large part of it is because people say, we become product of our environment.
Right.
You can only become product of your environment if you allow it.
Right.
Okay. I mean, if you especially now these days now, you can educate yourself, staying at home. You can go to college, sitting in your living room.
Two black real estate guys went into a Starbucks. They were waiting for a friend of theirs. I believe the friend was white.
No, the friend he was brown.
Okay. They were waiting for a friend. One of the people came to them and said, "Are you going to order?"
Right.
Said, "We're waiting on somebody."
Right. Center City. In
Philly.
Philly. Yep, Center City.
Euphemistically referred to as the city that bombed itself. Brotherly love. But it's also known as the city that bombed itself.
The city.
Ergo the reference to Mamiya in the beginning. Now, anywhere else, any other waiter would say, "Take your time, it's all right."
It was a manager.
A manager. Now, one of the problems with this generation of blacks is because they're a lot like you, only worse. Where you have a nice shaved little goatee. They actually have those Koch brother beards and stuff like that. So you see a black guy with a big afro and, you don't realize that this is a high level executive.
Right.
And you treat him like
He's
off the
right.
street, you know.
And you know what? But that's what shocks me, Nat. Given that the millennials don't care how people dress, that they had to deal with that problem. So people,
they didn't know they had that problem.
But they do.
But they do, and they'll always have that problem. And if you and knowing is half the battle. Once you understand that the system in and of itself is not going to change itself to accommodate you, you can worry about taking care of your culture, taking care of your community, striving for excellence. As opposed to mediocrity. Right. We have a generation that talks about, it's become several generations now, it's just not millennials. Right. It's been from Generation X, it's like a few generations now. All they talk about is money, 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 bling, bling, bling. Right. And we the brokest ass community in America.
In the world. In the world.
Well,
in the world. No, you talk about.
I'm sure there's some communities who are starving to death.
But they have a sense of community, though.
Right. But they have a sense of community.
Still have a sense of community.
And a sense of pride in their community. Right. Every success immigrant group comes to America with that. Yeah, they also come assuming that they will have a hard road to go because they're from out of town. They don't speak any language. They don't speak no Deutsch. Right. And whenever Europeans look and their checking account is going down, they start looking for people to blame, shoot, hang, and deport.
Right.
You know, and so we have two issues, and they're both American issues.
Right. But you know what?
America has catered to some ignorant ass people, ignorant blacks and ignorant whites.
Yeah. But what I have a problem with this is anybody. I've been in Starbucks. I don't even drink Starbucks coffee. But
I don't either.
But I've been in tons of Starbucks all over the country. Yeah. And you can go down on 85th and Lexington Avenue, and you'll see people in there staying there all day, not buying anything.
That is correct. Starbucks is the
free Wi-Fi.
Right.
That's where your office is now. People's office.
Especially with NYU down here. And I don't know why NYU would need a free. I mean,
free Wi-Fi,
just tell your daddy to wire you some more money. You know. But you can't spend all your money on college drugs.
It's sad that you're right. America, even with the millennials, they still have racial bias.
That is correct. And the millennials confuse being interactive with their own peer group as somehow an end to systemic racism, and the racism that permeates this country from one end to the other.
That's right.
So they confuse the fact that they're all the backpack community and they're all helping each other with their homework and they're dating each other with somehow America being cured of its cancer.
But you know what?
That's not the
I'm going
case.
to say this to the black people that I've had conversations with by saying that these two black men could have bought something. Why? They were waiting for their friend.
Right.
They weren't doing anything. They weren't trespassing. How many white people I've seen, how many white people I know spend all day in Starbucks. And it's like, oh, black people are saying, oh, they should have bought something, blah, blah, blah. No. This is America. Remember, we should be able to go where we want to go. You know what? I've gone into Starbucks to wash my hands without buying anything. So I just heard just now that Starbucks is closing down 8,000 stores May 29th to teach racial bias.
It's going to be difficult because you have a president who has actually we were already in the dark ages. Now we've gone back to the Stone Age with this knucklehead. So we've got a hell of a fight, and we have a hell of a challenge. The challenge is to compete on their level exceed on their level, but
Exceed more
not
than them.
become them.
Right. That's very
and
important.
that's the biggest thing.
That's the very
That's
important.
the biggest thing. You don't want to become them. You don't want to become this hateful ass race mongering
Right.
bastard. The same devil that they are.
Right.
But we have to do better.
Right.
So it's it's like a prize fighter fighting against a guy who is below the belt.
But
you
you know
don't
what
want to go out like that, but you still got to beat him.
The flip side of Donald Trump being president, he brings them all out.
Yes, he does.
So see, this is the thing.
Yeah, that's
brings
the
them all
upside
out.
of Donald Trump.
The upside of it, he brings them all out. Donald Trump is not going to be in there forever.
Right.
So we know, then we'll know who you are.
Right.
So that that's the only upside to
And
that.
he's gonna make things a whole lot rougher for you. So you're gonna have to get a clue.
I don't
quickly.
think he's going to last.
You're gonna the things he's done will last.
Yeah, well,
the things
that's
he's
why they
done
need to
will
get him out
last. And
so we
he's
can get
done
him
a
back.
whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah, yes, he has.
And they're not gonna be undone.
Right, you can't undo the federal judges. You can't undo the federal
right.
judges.
Well, like my grandmother said, you know what I'm talking about.
But you know what? They need to get him out. Mueller needs to get him out fast not because of what he's. We need to stop. Because we can't undo a lot of things right now.
See, I'm gonna make people mad at me again, and fortunately we're running out of time. So I can't, make you mad and just like sit here while you sleep. But there's a couple of things that have been problematic. I, unlike a lot of my contemporaries, actually think Barack Obama is a sweetheart and that he's meant well. But I was the first one to say he's just weak.
Yeah. Well, he started out weak because he tried to make everybody like him. He tried to seek approval of white society.
And that is correct. And he traded off, he didn't actually trade off. I'm not sure he ever had the courage of his convictions.
Right.
It wasn't necessary. He's a Harvard grad, just like Oprah, I don't think has the courage of her
No,
convictions.
of course not. No, of course not.
I don't really think she has any convictions.
I think
she's a nice person, and
so
I think she believes in. Yeah.
Sometimes.
Yeah.
But look,
almost always.
No, look. But let me. I got one of our. I just got some. Someone just sent us Susan that lives in Long Island.
All right.
Nat, Greg. Well, she's had plenty of opportunity to be a legal immigrant. She should have more responsibility. She should be more responsible. Obama had amnesty for illegal immigrants and granted some of them residency. Why didn't she?
Yeah, well, the question was about citizenship, not residency, not amnesty.
Legal, being legal. She had.
It ain't Obama kicking her out.
No, but I'm saying, but she had that opportunity.
Legal residency is not citizenship.
Okay, but she still had the chance to be legal.
She was legal. She didn't become illegal till Trump.
She was undocumented.
They're all undocumented.
But she was not.
800,000 dreamers are all undocumented.
But she's 18.
Long Island. What is this? Special ed?
Susan.
Yeah, you get my face. That's right. I'm that uppity Negro. That's your daddy told you about. Stay away from him. 800,000 dreamers.
Talk to her.
800,000 dreamers. They were all legal. They were so legal that they registered in elite colleges. They were so legal that they served in the military. Many of them died in American war. What they were not was citizens of the United States of America. That was not an issue until Donald Trump came. And Donald Trump came heavy-handed, so heavy-handed that he wants to throw out mothers of children whose children are American citizens, thereby destroying their opportunity for a shot at life. I think this is some terrible ass BS. I think we are better than this.
Right.
And for all of y'all that's scared of the competition, too damn bad, because this is the 21st century and there ain't no Blockbuster to work at no more unless you live in Alaska.
But I gotta say this though, Dreamers do first to come in the United States. You first have to establish residency, then you become a citizen. You do know that, right?
800,000 dreamers, some of which are PhDs, some of which are nuclear physicists,
Right.
are smart enough, many of which have never known any other country or speak any other language except English. You have to assume
Right.
that a nuclear physicist who only speaks English would have become a citizen of the country that they were willing to die for
Right,
if
that's right.
that opportunity was available to them. They make the path to citizenship very, very difficult. They did the next best thing. They strove in this country, strove for excellence, most
Right,
of them.
right.
Those kids of hers is going to be a monster.
Right.
Clem
Yep.
and Cletus,
Yep.
your ass is not going to be able to compete with them because if they stay here, they're going to be some smart ass kids.
You say Clement?
Yeah.
Shaniqua?
Shaniqua, you better hit the books.
Okay, but wait. Let's talk about this for a second. It kills me that America only concentrates on Latin America of illegal residencies. Illegal
Because
residents.
they're brown, because they're
Because
slaves.
Europe, England, all these people,
They're
Russia,
not,
they come from
but
those
they're not
people.
colonized countries. What we're talking about, if
They're
you want to get
illegal.
away to black and brown, they're
Right.
all illegal.
They're right, illegal.
We're full of Russian mobsters.
Russians. We're talking about English, the UK,
and
United
Russian
Kingdom.
mobsters.
Albanians?
Right. As a matter of fact, they just had a show on today talking about like hell of Slovenians. I'm not jiving. We almost out of time.
Okay, look, listen. Guys, I want to thank everybody. For watching 30 frames a second. We're coming to you live. We bring it to you raw and uncut. Remember this, shoot for the moon. If you miss, you're still among the stars. And we'll be back next week. I'll let Nat have the last word since it's his show. Okay.
No surrender. Never look back. The price of freedom is eternal vigilance. That means that you're never ever going to get a place where you just happily ever after and they give you money. It's always going to be a fight. And if you believe it, those who believe in justice cannot stop. With that, peace. We out of here.
Brother, always, man. Always a pleasure.
Hey, listen, brother. We need a spirited conversation.
Absolutely. And guys, listen, over here, guys, real quick. Listen to me. We're on in Brooklyn. We're on in Brooklyn today, too, as well. 4 o'clock, I think. We're on in Brooklyn at
That's
4 o'clock.
right.
So check us out. You can get Nat and Greg a double dose. Some of you can handle it, some of you can't. Until next week, guys,
But
we're
all
out.
y'all gonna watch. Just to cuss at your TV set.
You know that's happening.
Yeah. I caught Susan cussing in a computer.
You're in that soon.